welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today we are on Lost Mojo Makes. So this is going to go out hopefully every Wednesday. So it's going to be Wednesday today. So I hope you've had a lovely week so far. And today for Makes, I'm actually going to do a little bit of tidying up, because when I come onto my desk and if I'm in the middle of a project, I will be I'll leave all my stuff and carry on. But when I've finished a project and I've sort of tidied up as much as I can, but look, you can still see glitter all over my desk from previous projects. I like to sort of come in and tiddle about and just sort of like get myself going again. Now, I cut these up the other day. They're just chipboard little, oh, I don't know what size they are. Little pieces from leftover chipboard. I cut them 4 centimeters. So what's that? Just over 1.5 inches by, that's just over 3 inches and 8 centimeters. So yeah, I did them 4 by 8, and I did them on my big cutting paper cutter, which is fabulous, and it just cuts through these like butter. So these are just done with bits of chipboard like this, leftover bits of chipboard that I just cut up. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bit of just a little bit of a sort out, and I cut these because I thought they would sort of like slot in this way on here. I didn't want them to be the complete size of them. I wanted them to have a little bit of room, so I'm just going to wrap my lace. I wanted to do a little bit of tidying up. Now, if you've seen previous videos, I have this on my desk and it gets tangled and everything. I don't have any more of these spools to wrap them round, so I thought I'd just do a nice cheap way that we would probably all have and just have a little tidy up. So if you've got sort of like bits of lace and stuff on your desk that you just wanted a little tidy up, get a little bit of chipboard, a little bit of food packaging just to wrap round. I'm not going to actually do anything with them, so I'm not going to cover them with anything. I'm just going to use them as they are, and I wanted them to go in like this. So, and I'm going to wrap them around this way so that when I put them in, I can actually see what's on the top, so I can see what I've got. That's not the size, that's just one that I cut up. I must have been making something with that. So I've got this here. I've got this one that I found that's sort of like tucked under my desk. I don't know what it was doing there. So I'd have a little rummage through here. Oh look, I've got some tags on there. So I've got a couple, they can go in a little place. I'll put that back, but I can sort that out. But do you know what I mean? I've got like bits like this, which this one I won't wrap around because I don't want to wrap the small bits. But as you know, I've got this bowl, and I think I've got lots of sort of bigger bits in here that I can use to wrap around. But I've got boxes of these. Look, I've got this beautiful sort of like a minty green. Look at that. I didn't even know I had that. So that can be wrapped around. So basically it's just a little make of having a little bit of a sort out, and I'm sure we can all do, look at all this beautiful stuff, we can all do with a little sort of like, you know, 10 minutes of sorting some bits and pieces out. And I think it's sort of like, once you get a little bit organised, you feel a little bit better. Well, I do. It makes me feel a bit like I've sort of achieved something, and it's nice and tidy. Look, I've got a little bit of seam binding in there. All sorts of bits. There's another nice big blue piece. Oh look, that's quite long. So I've got all of these pieces in here. I won't go through too much of that because I've got to use this as well. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing today, to just get myself a little bit organised. And I think sometimes when you've lost your mojo, just getting some of your crafty bits out, like sorting things out and seeing what you've got, just makes it, you know, feel like you're doing something, but not necessarily making something, but you can then see what you would like to make. Right, this I'm going to leave on that, but I do have these that I brought. These are just little, do you know those little funny bracelets that people make? Did I just drop one in here? Oh, I've got a couple in there. Ooh. I thought I would use these just to hold these in place. I'm going to just put this one in. I'm not going to unravel that because that's already done. So I'm just going to put that around. Oh, actually, I could probably put it this way. I don't want it to be too tight, so it's going to dent our little bits of lace and stuff. But do you know what I mean? That can just sit in there for now. But the idea, let's have a look. Let's just take this. That little pink piece can go in there. That, I think, is going to be too... Is that going to be too thick? Well, not necessarily. So I'm just going to sort it out. We're having a little sort out. So make yourself some little cardboard little things to wrap them around and get them all the same size, and then they look all tidy. So if they're all the same sort of like size pieces. So there we go. I'll pop that. Let's just take a couple of these little ones out. And then all I'm going to do, we can either put them this way, like that, so it's not too tight. You don't want it too tight. But I think that's going to be easier than popping pins in. And then they can just sit in there. That's a little bit of something or other. Let's use this green. And then you could probably... This is just a little container thing that I bought. I've got a few of these and I love them. I normally put them when I make stuff. I normally sort of like pop them things in here, like I did the one-page wonders that... Oh look, that's almost goes with what I'm wearing. One-page wonders, so I put those in here. And but I do need to find another way of storing things that I make, because I'm going to do a bit more sort of mass making next year, I think. And which way around? I'm going to put that way because that's sort of like a bit small in there. And I want to find a sort of way of, you know, not looking after them, but, you know, oh, it's a little bow. Keeping them nice and flat, and so they don't, because I tend to sort of like put stuff all over the place. Because my room's not very big, I'm just sort of like, I've put stuff, you know, here, there and everywhere. And I need a sort of system to sort it out a little bit. I probably need to sort of sort my shelves out, but I have so many boxes of little scrappy fabric bits like this, laces and stuff, that they, you know, it gets sometimes, I have said this before, it gets a little bit overwhelming with all this stuff. And I think it's I'm a very visual person. Do you know what I mean? So they sit in here like this, and you can see what colours they are, and then you could sort of like colour scheme them. But I was thinking, as I'm doing this, I've got this piece of card here, which I could make even like a little long sort of box thing. It doesn't have to be very high. It only needs to sort of come up to here, just so you can sort of like slot them in and take them out. I think that would be quite nice. And then if it's only this wide, it would sort of like sit in the corner of your desk, wouldn't it? It could probably be this long. I might do that. I'm going to do this, and then maybe on another day, maybe Friday or something, I'll make a little sort of like thing to hold it in. See that? I'm not going to bother wrapping those little bits like that around, because they're just too small. It's just a waste. But this is a long piece that could probably wrap around. Just for me, this is sort of like a little job that needs doing. You can sit here as though I'm gassing away. You guys can sort of sit and have a little tidy up. It's something that, you know, it doesn't take a lot to do, cutting these little bits out, and just sort of like have a little think, a little bit of time to yourself. Look at these bits of cotton, and you feel like you're doing something. That's what I like, because I'm always thinking of things, fiddling around, doing something, and I think that's why, you know, I'm always making something, because my brain never stops. I'm always thinking about the next project, but doing things like this gives your brain a little break where you just a simple little activity of doing this. And these aren't very tight actually. That's quite a nice size, 4 centimeters or just over 1.5 inches. It's probably a good size for those elastic bands. You've probably got some in your stash somewhere, I'm sure. I can remember buying some clear ones, but I've lost them. So these ones I bought, oh, I've had these for a while as well, but I tend to, when I go out, I tend to pick up little bits like that. So, you know, I've got them there. I think that's why I've got so much stuff in my room, because I tend to sort of like pick little bits up here and there that I might like to use. Oops, where's that gone? There it is. But that can just go over there, and that's not too tight for it. So they won't slip down. These are slipping down, but once you've got them a little bundle in there, which will have a little bundle because I got lots of stuff to wrap up. So sort all these out. But yeah, I think a couple of little long tray things would be quite nice. I keep my beads in a long tray thing, but that's a little plastic one. I'll show you in a sec. Let me just wrap this up along here. And I'll just show you, I think I've showed you before anyway, but I'll just show you my little my little bead tray. I have like 5 or 6 of them, and then I keep them in the little plastic container thing. Oh, I'll show you. Hang on a minute. Let's just wrap this one round. Like that. Little one. Oops. Obviously these come in all different colours, so you could probably colour coordinate if you wanted to. If you were nice and organised, you could colour coordinate all your elastic, your pink with little pink ones. Let me just get one of these trays here. Okay, like this. So this is how I keep my beads. So these are little seed beads. This needs to tidy out because look, I've got beads all underneath it. But these are just little plastic things that I pick up. And these are from Temu. These little pots are from Temu, and they are fab. I really, really like them. I did have these sort of like colour coordinated, but they're a bit mixed up at the moment. But that's the sort of thing I was thinking of making out of the chipboard, because they don't take up very much room and they fit on your shelf. So I could have sort of like another thinner one on there, or you could buy some of these and have your ribbon or these chipboard ones the same size as that. But I kind of like them, you know, I don't want too much stuff. So I think that's a really good idea. I've got 4, I've got about 6 actually on there, which I could probably do with some more because they are really, really handy. So let's see, let's have another bit. See these little bits I'm going to put over there because there's not enough. This little one we can. So I think I'm going to, try and get lots of this done and tidied up. It's something actually I could probably do in the evenings. Just get your bits and just wrap them around. It's quite simple, isn't it? I think it's going to be, and we're always looking for organising things. I am, and I know you guys are, because you always ask about organising things, but I chop and change all the time how I organise stuff. But I think this is going to be quite good for now. just for the little bits that I use daily. See, that's not quite, but I might get one and wrap all these little bits around it, because these little bits aren't quite long enough. What about this? This one gets kind of tangled in there. Is that big enough? Oh, it is, isn't it? There we go. There we go. That will wrap round lovely. Yeah, we're always looking for organising different ways and stuff. I chop and change. I do some things and then I chop and change to something else, which I think might be a little bit easier. But for now, I think this is going to be quite nice. How do you guys organise all your little bits? Do you have them in a big bowl like me? Do you already have them all wrapped up? Well, this is very satisfying doing this. Look at that, that looks lovely, doesn't it? Are you a sort of tidy person? Do you like things all tidy? Or are you a bit sort of all over the place like me? There we go. Oh, that's a nice one. Let's get one of these little... Oh, I keep dropping them in there. They're not easy to pick up. I'm going to go around this way. I don't want to... Try not to have your little bands too tight, because it will mark your thingamajigs, but that's lovely. Oh, I like this. Should we... Oh, I could put this around. What do you think? Do you think that will work? I think so. There we go. Pop that in. Pop a little band around it. Hold that on. There you go. Lovely. That can go in there. We've got this one. Oh, this one's quite long. This is a little bit stretchy on here. I might have to make, I'll probably make wider ones as well, because I might have a few wider bits of lace and ribbon and stuff like this. I used to have them wrapped around on things before and then I changed, but I like my spools. I do like them on the spools, especially if you've got sort of like bigger pieces of lace. But for the things that I use sort of like daily, I think this is going to be a great idea on my desk. So, nice, quiet, therapeutic one today, isn't it? Which is lovely. I do have another little box I'd like to have a little rummage in a minute. I got this one, look, I got sort of like white bits in it. I'm not quite sure, I haven't looked in that for a while. So I just want to see if I've got anything in there. Oops, gosh, I nearly dropped that. There we are. Organising, I think that is such a big, one of the hardest things in crafting, I think, is your organising. And I think that's something that we all sort of like struggle with, just so, because like I said, I'm a visual person, so I like to see what I've got. If I have it all tucked away, I forget. So I like to see these little bits out and about. Let's just pop that on there. Oh look, they look lovely. Right, I'm going to have a little look in here. Oh, look at that. That's, oh, that would look nice on one of my big spools. What's these bits? These are just bits of cotton, I think. Oh, there's a little shiny bit. That can go in my pot. Oh, oh, what's this? Oh, we can use that. What's that? Oh, I've got some doilies. These doilies can go into my little box for doilies. Oh, that's lovely. That's another one. I think I've sort of half cut that up. That's lovely. Oh, I haven't seen these bits. That's nice. That can go in my little pot there. That's a little bit of net curtain. And that's just a bit of cotton. So it's sort of like cottony bits in there. This and this can go in my... I'll put that on top. Okay, so I don't really have anything in there. This is lovely. I didn't know I had that. That can go into my box. Okay, so these bits that I just took out of there, look at that, that's really nice. Got these bits of cotton. I have so many bits of sort of like cotton threads everywhere. So these are on there. I've got a another drawer as well. That can go. That could probably be enough. That's lovely. That does need to go on. This needs to be on a little thingamajig. I think sometimes when we make these or these, I made them before and I think I made them a bit too bendy. I think you need to have a bit of stability. So if you're going to use it on a bit of cereal packaging, stick a few layers together. I would probably do like 3 or 4 layers together. Just glue it, stick it or whatever, them together, leave them to dry for a bit, and then just cut them up into little sizes that you feel like you know, easier for you, whatever size sort of box you want to do, that you've got, make them fit the box. So let's pop another one of these on. Put that around this way. It's not easy to see, is it? I've lost that. Maybe your white ones, you might need a bit of a coloured one. So let's pop that in there. You could have like trim on one side, couldn't you? Let's organise these into the colour. So we've got the white like that. Actually, I might keep this one and put these little bits on, look. So we've got little trim bits. Look at that, that's really pretty. Not quite sure which way round that goes. Not that it really matters, does it? So let's just wrap these around. So this is so pretty. Oops. There we go. Put this on just at the top. That can go in with that one. You're going to come out of there. Let's pop you up a little bit higher. Oh, we might need 2 little elastic bands on here. I think I might have to have 2 on this one. I don't really want to cut notches out because it's too time consuming and I don't really need to do that. But there we go, that's better. Just a couple of these little elastic bands that you can just take on and off, and it's simple. We want to make our lives simple, don't we? Not complicated. This is very pretty lace. See, I don't even know what I've got. Oh, these lovely little bits are perfect to go on here. Oops. There we go. Lovely. Oh, I don't like wearing sleeves, guys, but it's chilly, so I need to wear sleeves. I find it quite sort of restricting. Look at that, that's lovely. Can go in there. Got this big one. Now, do you think this is going to fit all onto one? I think that's too big. Should we give it a go? Pop that to the side. This might be a bit of a big fat one. Let's just roll it round and see. There we go. So So what's today? Today will be Wednesday, but this isn't Wednesday. I'm doing this over the weekend before. Trying to get my videos a little bit more, you know, ahead, because we've got lots of sort of plans for the new year, which I think you might like. I'm hoping. So I want to get a few things done and organised for next year, because, you know, it's over Christmas, you know, we take a few. I'm going to take at least a week off over Christmas. I might get some videos done prior to that, but I really be nice to sort of like just, you know, watch TV, watch a couple of Christmas movies, and just not have to worry about making videos and stuff, because, you know, it does take a lot of time, you know, of organising and things like that. So we're going to do a little bit of time out. As you know, Andy's got a new channel, so we're doing that. He's got a couple actually. We are organising, and there's things that I want to do for next year, and, you know, so I need to have a sit down and think about that as well. Oh, that's a big thick one, isn't it? Look. Let's just pull that. Oh, look, it does move a little bit. So organisation. Organised. I want to be a little bit more organised. I say that all the time, and, you know, sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. I'm just going to pop these in the same ones for now. Actually, that's kind of nice and puffy on there. This one, it's a long one. And here we have beautiful weather today, absolutely beautiful. Oh, tell you what, Wednesday is Andy's birthday. That's what it is. We are going to be celebrating Andy's birthday. So I didn't think of that because obviously it's the weekend, but Wednesday we are going to be, I don't know what we're going to be doing, but it's his birthday. Should have said that in the beginning, shouldn't I? But I didn't think. So yes, I'm going to attempt to make a cake as well. He likes chocolate cake, so I don't really normally make chocolate cake, but I'm going to have a go at making him a nice chocolate cake, because he is so good. I think he deserves a bit of chocolate cake, or if I don't make one, I might just pop out and buy one. But we will see. Yeah, so another year older. And it's difficult because obviously his birthday is not too far from Christmas. So I have to sort of like doubly think of things that I can actually give him for Christmas and things I can give him for his birthday. Not that he ever says he wants anything, which is even harder, isn't it? And somebody says, oh, don't need anything. But you have to get them something. I think that's quite difficult to know what to buy people when they say that. I got him a few things. I've got him a couple of bits and pieces, which I'll tell you afterwards. So, oops. Let's take this off, because I can't tell you now, because you'll probably see the video before I edit it. So I can't really say. Obviously he would have gotten them by now, but I can't really say. So maybe Friday's video. I'll tell you what we got up to on his birthday. Right, let's do this little bit. This is beautiful. I got lots of this rose trim stuff in a drawer. But I don't want to take it all out. It's nice to just have the little snippet bits of it, which actually, although I've got lots of bits on there, I could do a sort of like cutting little sections off. So I've got some of it in here. Do you think that's a good idea? What have we got on here? I think these bits just a little bit too short. Right, I'm going to get that can go in my seam binding pot. Oh, let's just wrap this one up. And then I'm just going to get my little drawer out and just see, while you're doing these things, other things sort of like pop into your head, what you can be doing to help organise and stuff yourself. So I'm just going to get my little drawer out and just cut some little bits of trim off my rose one to pop in here, and then I've got like a little selection. So these little bits can go in there, and that can go in there. That's a little bit of tooly stuff. Okay, 2 secs. Okay, there we go. Look at this drawer. Oh, I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, oh, itchy nose. I have this, which I just adore. This rose trim. Right, I've got a little bit of purple on there. Don't have a huge amount. Oh, I do have a huge amount. I do. I'm going to put this, maybe cut another piece off. Maybe that much. Cut that much off. I'm just going to pop that in there with that. Let's just wind this up. See, I could probably do with bigger ones, actually, to keep this on, couldn't I? There's a little piece that can go on there. See, this is the lovely red one. This always reminds me of little cherries. They look like little cherries on there, don't they? So let's just take a little bit of this. Snip that. Maybe I'll cut some big pieces of chipboard for this to wrap around. I've got this, which is that plastic one. I'm really not a fan of that, but I should really use it. Maybe I'll wrap that around. Get to use it. Look, I've got another little bit of purple in there, which could probably go on. This is just beautiful. Look at that. Let's take a section of this. See, I forget, because I always go to my bowl to pick out bits. I forget what I've actually got in my drawers and stuff like that. So let me just cut little bits of this off. Is that the same as what I just did? Not quite. That's a little bit, this is a little bit darker, isn't it? How much of this have I got? Oh my gosh, I've got lots of that. Let's cut this much off. This is a very sort of paley, pretty one. I've got a little bit of yellow in here. This seems to be everywhere, that ribbon. Yellow. Should I just take half of this yellow? Let's just take half and leave half in the drawer. Pop that on there. And then some pink. I didn't cut the pink off, did I? Let's take a section of the pink. Okay. I think I need to cut some more of my little of these little thingamajiggies, don't I? Is that the same colour? No, this is my favourite colour. This really is my favourite colour. So let's take a section of this. Like that. Okay. Pop that. I'm going to pop this in the bag. I'm going to make, actually I think I might cut some bigger ones and have them. That might be better to have flat in the drawer. I've got this was on a piece of card. Piece of this, do you think? That's going to be too much to wrap around, but I should really have all this pretty trim out, shouldn't I? There we go. What's that? Oh, some little coloured pegs. And then I've got some bits of pink. Oh, look. What's this? I think my mother-in-law gave me this bag of bits. Little pink bits in there, so they can go in there. Look, I've got this big. I think I got this off Temu, actually. That's too big to go on those, so I'm going to keep that in my drawer. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go, put this back. I'm going to cut out some more pieces like this. And then I will come back, I will wrap these around maybe I'll make some bigger ones and I can wrap these around as well and just tidy this up a little bit, because these tangle, so it's probably better I have them on something anyway. So 2 seconds and I will be back. Okay guys, so I have done a little bit more and I think they just look so good. Look at these ones on here. They are just lovely and sparkly. So I've got those. I cut some bigger ones. I only cut 3 and I did these 4 by 6 inches, which is what, I don't know. Let me just get my ruler. Let's get my ruler. So that is about 15.5 by roughly, 10 centimeters. So there, I will cut some more of those because they're really good, and I think this will tidy the drawer up a little bit better. I don't really go in this drawer, so that's why I haven't really looked at it too much. So I'm going to just wrap this pink one around. And the other thing I've done, I've cut this shape, so I'm going to try and make just a quick little box to put them in to see how that works. So I'll do that in a second. Let's just wrap these up. I was going to wait till Friday to do it, but my Mojo, we lost Mojo makes, so we need to make something else, don't we, in this. So this, I'm saying that by doing little bits and pieces like this, you will get an idea to do something else. So this is making, because it's making your room tidy and neat, it brings up different ideas. So like I said, I was going to make a little box, not a little box, well, it's not really a box, it's a little holder, isn't it? I'm just going to do it plain. Let's just take these little bits. Oh, that's attached. I'll leave that. I think that's, oh, it's there we go, all gone. Oh my gosh, so many threads. So I need to organise a little bit. Like I said, I always say I need to organise a bit, but we chop and change so many times. I see ideas that I think, oh, I could do that, and I like to do that, or I'll sit here and I'll think of something how I could organise it a little bit better. But wrapping around bits of card and things is one that comes back again and again, isn't it? So, and I think it's the tidiest, and I think it's going to be sort of like the neatest way of doing it. But apart from my spools, I love, like I said, I love my spools. So just hold that in place. Oh, actually on this one, what I did, which I didn't do on this one, I put 2 elastic bands down first to catch one end as you wrap it round, and then the other end, which I didn't do on that one, but it doesn't really need doing. But there we go. I will do the rest of those. Let me just pop this to the side. And I'm going to just wrap these up because I made a few more. Let me just get these done, and then we'll have a quick go at making just a little holder, just to see if it will work. I just want something, and because it's sort of like long and thin, it will sort of like sit on my desk, won't it? And then all the little bits, oh, I just love them, and all the little bits can stay in my little bowl. I'll give that a sort out as well. So doing all this makes me want to make something. So, I've got all these little bits I could do with making some little fabricy embellishments, because I haven't done that for a while. And then having all these nice little coloured bits at the side is good, isn't it? It really makes me want to craft, to make something. Oh, I've got a knot in here. So that's because they're all so jumbled up. There we go. Again, you don't have to. These are quite small ones, but I just wanted to put the small bits on. But, it does hold. It's got to be at least 1 metre long, hasn't it? I would have thought. Turn that over, hold on to that, take our little elastic band and put that on. Super duper. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Nice and organised. I'm going to pop that on top. I've got 2 more left, which I'll pop into the box. Pop our elastic bands on, back in the bag. I think these were like 99 cents or something like that. They were really cheap, so I'm quite happy to pay that for something like that. Now, I have cut these just over 4 centimeters. I haven't done a very good job. I was trying to rush to do it. So I've got 3 pieces. So these will be the sides like that, and then these 2 little square bits, which are 5 by 5, something like that, will just fit in there like that. So we've got a little end box, and then I'm hoping these then, I didn't want it to be too high because I want to be able to sort of like make sure I could sort of like take them in and out. So it's quite a simple project. What did I do with my tape? Got some tape. Let's see if this is going to work like this. So what I need to do is just take this, pop that on there like that, leave a little gap, pop that on there like that, snip this off. I might even just sort of like, oh, I should have left a little bit more on there really. Just pop that on there like so. Another bit of tape. Oh, I've just ripped it. It's okay. I'm going to put it this way then, because that's got a ripped bit. So let's just pop that on like that, just like you were making a journal basically, a big long journal cover. There we go. Snip that bit off. Like that, and then this, I want these to sort of sit down like that. What do you reckon? And then this bit will just fit on there. We want it on the inside. I think I'm going to put that on the inside like so. So what I need to do is take another little bit of this, not the ripped bit. I'm going to take a little bit for a minute and then pop this on the middle one like that. Turn that over. Just do it this way. So this, was I going to have it on the top, wasn't I? So we need it, let's just see, so that can go on like that, can't it? Like that, and then I can just put tape around that bit. So that's our little box end. This could probably, this tape is pretty strong, so would be able to go like that. It's got to be quite tight. Let's do the end bit. See, my Mojo's coming. Mojo's coming. So all these little things that we do lead to something else, don't they? I think these are pretty square. Let's just put that down on there like that. Lift that up. Let's turn that over. It's not going to be very neat, but I can cover it up. So then this, oh, look at that, that's pretty good. So I would need to just, if you want it really level, you just cut a tiny bit off that, so it's just slightly smaller. But I'm really not worried like that. Take this off, pop that along the back of that one, lift this up, and then that will just feed round like that. Those two are level. Oh, look at that, that works out really well. Oh, can you hear those nice happy little seagulls outside? What do you reckon? Oh, love it. Let's make sure that they fit in a minute. Let's just, oh, I should probably put a bit of tape on the other one at the same time. Let's just lift that up, turn that over, make sure we fit in there. Fabulous. Oh guys, that's come out really well. Really, really well, hasn't it? So all as I did, this is slightly over the size of these. So this is, I think I did it sort of like just under 5 centimetres, didn't I? Let's just measure that. Oh no, yeah, 5 centimetres. Each piece of this is 5 centimetres, which is what? 2 inches. So this is 2 inches. And then these will fit in here on my desk. Can cover up and make it look pretty. So even if you had, the nice thing I like about this is they're not going to go anywhere because it's the same width. My gosh, I could do with a couple of these, couldn't I? You could have one with trim in it, and then one with sort of like lacy bits in it. Oh, I love it. Look at that. That was pretty simple. I know it doesn't look very pretty, but you could cover it with lace, you could cover it with paper, you could cover it with all sorts of things. But I'm going to have to make another one. And it's nice and thin. So it's just, you can take these out, you could probably slot them onto your shelf. But I'm going to have this one on my table. Look, I'm going to need to make a new one, another one, to put all my little bits of lace in. Lace and bits. Oh, love it. Love, love, love. So, I'm going to, I don't know, I think we've been quite a while on this video, haven't we? But they fit perfectly. Let's just pop them on here. Take those out. And I think I'll just cover this with some paper actually. You could probably paint the inside. It's pretty sturdy. It's really sturdy. You might have a box that you could already use. And then, if you've got a box you can use, so I'm just chopping that little bit off. You could make these to fit your box. Just for me, you don't have to make this box, but it was really, really easy to make. And I love it. So there we go. I'm going to make a couple of more of these and then decide how to, you know, what I'm going to cover them with. I've got my beautiful new papers here. They would look really shabby, wouldn't they? That look nice on the outside. Would look lovely, wouldn't it? Maybe I could sort of paint the inside with something, or not necessarily even do anything with it. You could just have bits of, you could cover it with scrap paper, couldn't you? Just have this so it goes over the top, because you don't really see the inside. Oh, I like this idea. I do. I'm going to do that and put it underneath as well. That's what I'm going to do. Here we go. No lost mojo today, have we? But this is perfect. Okay guys, maybe we'll do that in another video. Shall I make, I'm going to make a couple more. So if you're watching this and you want to do this, make a couple of these and make some of these, and then I will again use cardboard from cardboard boxes. This is just chipboard that I bought, but you can use cardboard boxes, you can use anything, and it's just, you know, just over, so what were these? What did I do with those? Just over 3 inches, or that was 8 centimetres, and that was 5. These were 5 on there, or just over 2 inches, and these are 3 inches. So do it sort of like 2/3 of the size of your little thing, and then you know that they're not going to wobble or fall out, and you've got enough room to pick them out as well. Fabulous. That's our little Mojo make today. Lost Mojo make, and I love it. So I'll do a next video for Friday. I will cover these boxes. We would have a nice little box on there. So lovely. Well, there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. That was quite an exciting one. I do like to sort of like have a tidy up. It does bring my mojo back, as you can tell, by doing that. And then we can make some lovely little embellishments. Maybe Saturday, Shabby Saturday, we could have a nice little embellishment make. A nice shabby embellishments. Because we don't need to do Christmas all the time. I'm pretty much done with my Christmas decorating bits anyway. So I think maybe we'll just have some little shabby makes. There we go. I will stop talking now, and we will I will probably do a few more of these as well. But there you go. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Do take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.